From WDTN, this is Operation Football.
It most certainly is, and hello and welcome to week 6 of the high school football season along with Hutch KONERMAN. I'm Jack Pohl, and tonight we will show you highlights from some of the biggest games in the Miami Valley, plus our band and cheerleaders of the week.
Jack, we begin with our Operation Football Jeff Schmidt Auto Group game of the week, one of the biggest matchups of the year. Fort Loramie at Dayton Christian. Our Jordan Burgess was on the sidelines and has the story.
Thanks, guys. We've got a bit of a math lesson for you here tonight, so pay attention. There'll be a quiz later. Dayton Christian's offense leads the area, averaging 51.6 points per game. But Fort Loramie's defense only giving up 5.2 points per game. That should add up to one heck of a matchup. But if either team ends up on the wrong side of this equation, well, that could equal a loss.
Dayton Christian ready to come out of the blocks running, and you can bet this one will be a battle. But Fort Loramie strikes first. Quarterback Sept.30 finds Corey Brandewie for the touchdown. Just like that, 7-0 Redskins. And then the Skins showing why they've recorded 4 straight shutouts. Tanner Wall's pass picked off by Brandewie. Defense, offense, all he does is catch footballs. Later, Fort Loramie showing off the power running game. Delonte Thornton, bam, he's in for the touchdown, 13-0. And Dayton Christian calling on the ghost of alumni pass for the comeback. It's Jim Booker. If he blocks like he tells jokes, well, let's not finish that thought. Back to the action, and Dayton Christian scores so much it's not used to punting, and it shows. The snap over his head, and this is insult to injury. Ouch. But the defense stands tall. Giozzi's pass will be picked off by Spiros Gabriel. But the offense couldn't move the ball, and Fort Loramie takes advantage. Who's that man? It's Corey Brandewie again. 19-0 Redskins. And then disaster. Wall's pass picked off by Tyler Zeiss, and he's got nothing but green in front of him, 25-0. And that's not Chicken Little, but the sky is falling. Although Dayton Christian won't give up easily, Heath Harding takes the handoff, heads upfield, and how he stays on his feet, I don't know, but his sweet spin adds up to 6 for the Warriors. 25-6 at halftime, and Fort Loramie can toot its own horn. And then the finishing touches. Logan McGee twists his way into the end zone. 32-6 is your final.
You know what they say, the numbers never lie, and on this night, Fort Loramie's defense was all it was cracked up to be as it helped the Redskins to a victory. For Operation Football's Game of the Week, I'm Jordan Burgess.
All right, thank you very much. Jordan will join us next week for Springfield Shawnee at Tecumseh. Get there early for the Arby's Lease Catering Tailgate Party. The fun begins at 5:30. Well, there was a huge game in the GWalk North tonight as undefeated Butler went up to Troy to take on the 4-1 Trojans. Let's fire up the highlights. Tonight's trivia question: how many miles does Troy head coach Steve Nolan pace during a game? Call me with the answer. Nolan's Trojans catch a break in the first quarter. Butler back to punt. The snap sails over the head of Ryan Pugh. All the senior can do is fall on it. The miscue sets up the first score of the night. Troy senior running back Isaiah Williams in from 11 yards out. The Trojans in front, 7-0. In the second quarter, watch this punt return by Troy's Ian Dunaway. He's churning up yards, going to cut back to the middle, break a few tackles, and this run sets up great field position. And it also sets up another score. Isaiah Williams around his own left side for his second TD of the night. The Trojans then add 2 more on the conversion. It's 15-0. Butler answers on this next possession. The handoff goes to Tyler Jones, and check out Jones breaking tackles into the end zone for the 20-yard touchdown. Then on the 2-point conversion for Butler, it's the big senior quarterback Ryan Pugh heading for the corner, and watch him dive into the end zone. That's one tough dude, that Ryan Pugh. Troy senior quarterback Cody May, also one tough hombre. On 4th and 10 from the 31, May fires over the middle to Ian Dunaway. Touchdown Trojans. Troy takes down Butler 49-15.
All right, to the GWalk Central. Fairmont at Centerville. The Elks march right down the field on their opening drive. Quarterback Jimmy Brooks on the keeper, takes it in for 15 yards out. 7-0 Centerville. The Elks add another 7 on their next possession as Chris Barr goes in from a yard out. 14-zip Seville, with the Firebirds try and fight back in this one. Damon Bonds, watch him break free and get into the Elks secondary. And he is off to the races. He will go 55 yards to set up a 1st and goal. Same drive, second quarter now. Fairmont facing a 4th and goal, but Tom West fires to Brian Prouty for the touchdown. But the Elks were nearly unstoppable on offense tonight. Michael Hale takes the pitch, and he'll go down the sidelines, untouched and in the end zone for 6. Later in the second quarter, watch this run by Centerville's Dan McCoy. He is going to cut all the way across the grain and then go down the far sideline. Watch how this play ends. He will dive into the end zone for an apparent touchdown, but they mark him out at the 3. Seville would score a few plays later. The Elks beat Fairmont 49-21.
Dan's the real McCoy. Brookville to Oakwood. The Jacks taking the field on homecoming night, but it was the Blue Devils on the move early. Quarterback Lane Stevenson drops back and finds Luke Landis, who's going to fight his way 18 yards to pay dirt. 7-0 Brookville. But the Devils weren't close to being done. Stevenson this time hands off to Corbin Cotterill, who runs 26 yards to the house. Jacks coach Rick Robertson not happy. Second quarter now, Devils driving again. Stevenson hands off to the hidden Luke Landis, who breaks away and runs 52 yards for the touchdown. Brookville goes on to win big as we go to the scoreboard. Brookville 48, Oakwood 26. Trotwood. Madison scores with 14 seconds to go in the game to defeat Pickla 26-23. Fairborn over Miamisburg 23-10. Tippecanoe beats Bellefountain 28-14. And it's Bethel 23-6 over Twin Valley South.
Congratulations to the Centerville Jazz Band, our Operation Football First Day Credit Union Band of the Week, under the direction of Brandon Barametti and Assistant Director Josh Baker. The Centerville Jazz Band is 160 members strong. Tonight's halftime show was entitled Killer Queen, featuring the music from the rock group Queen. Centerville will compete in the Bands of America Regionals tomorrow down in Mason. We wish them the best of luck, and they will also host their very own Centerville Invitational coming up on October 29th. Congratulations once again to the Centerville Jazz Band, our Operation Football First Day Credit Union Band of the Week.
We're taking our first time out, but when we come back, a couple of 5-0 teams squared off as Kent Ridge took on Springfield Shawnee. Highlights from that game, plus a bunch more when Operation Football continues in just 2 minutes.